right up and clear that energy. Feels good. Take some time for myself. So happy you could join me today. Today we are going to be reading chapter 7, and chapter is Moving Beyond the Pain. We are all far more than our bodies and personalities. The inner spirit is always beautiful and lovable, no matter how our outer appearances may change. The pain of death. It's wonderful to be positive. It's also wonderful to acknowledge what you are feeling. Nature has given you the feelings to get you through certain experiences, and to deny them causes more pain. Remember, death is not a failure. Everyone dies. It's part of the process of life. When someone you love dies, the mourning process takes at least 1 year. So give yourself that space. It's difficult to go through all the holidays, seasons, Valentine's Day, your birthday, your anniversary, Christmas, etc. So be very gentle with yourself and let yourself grieve. There are no rules, so don't make any. It's also okay to get angry and have hysterics when someone dies. You cannot pretend it doesn't hurt. You want to give your feelings an outlet. Let yourself cry. Look in the mirror and scream, "It isn't fair," or whatever you feel inside. Again, let it out. Otherwise, you will create problems for your body. You have to take care of yourself the best you can, and I know it's not easy. Those of us who have been working with people with AIDS find that the grieving process becomes an ongoing. It is the same as the grieving process in wartime. There are too many onslaughts to the emotional and nervous system to handle. Many times I reach out to special friends and dissolve into hysterics when it all becomes too much. It was much easier when my mother died. I felt the natural completion of her 91-year cycle. Though I grieved, I had no anger or rage at injustice or untimelessness. Wars and epidemics bring up tremendous frustration at the seeming unfairness of it all. Although grieving takes time, sometimes you feel like you are in a bottomless pit. If you are still grieving after a few years, then you are wallowing in it. You need to forgive and release the other person and yourself. Remember, we don't lose anyone when they die because we never owned them in the first place. If you are having a difficult time letting go, there are several things you can do. First of all, I suggest you do some meditations with the person who is gone. No matter what he or she thought or did while they were alive, when they leave the planet, a veil lifts and they see life very clearly. So they no longer have the fears and the beliefs that they had when they were here. If you are grieving a lot, they would probably tell you not to worry because all is well. In your meditations, ask the person for help to get you through this period and tell him or her that you love them. Don't judge yourself for not being with the person or doing enough to be the person while he or she was alive. That's just adding guilt to your grief. Some of you use this time as an excuse for not getting out on with your life. Some of you would like to leave the planet too. Or, for some of you, the death of someone you know and love brings up your own fear of death. Use this time to do inner work on yourself so you can release some of your own stuff. A lot of sadness comes to the surface upon the death of a loved one. Let yourself feel the sadness. You need to get to a point where you feel safe to let the old patterns come up. If you would allow yourself 2 or 3 days of crying, much of the sadness and guilt would disappear. If you need to, find a therapist or a group to help you feel safe enough so that you can release the emotions. Another suggestion is to say affirmations like, I love you and I set you free. You are free and I am free. One woman at one of my workshops was having a very difficult time letting go of the anger she felt towards an aunt who was very ill. She was terrified that her aunt would pass away and she would not be able to communicate how she really felt about the past. She didn't want to speak with the aunt because she felt all choked up inside. I suggested to her that she work with a therapist, for one-on-one work can be very helpful. When we are stuck in an area, it is an act of love for ourselves to reach out for help. There are many types of therapists all over who are experienced in these situations. You don't need to go for a long time, just a short while, so that you can get through your difficult period. There are also many grief support groups. It might be helpful for you to join one because it would assist you as you go through the process. Part 2. Understanding our pain. Many of us live from day to day with unrelieved pain. It may be a small, inconsequential part of our lives, or it may take a large, unbearable portion of it. But what is pain? Most of us agree that it is something we would like to be free of. Let's look at what we can learn from it. Where does it come from? What is it trying to tell us? The dictionary defines pain as an unpleasant or distressing sensation due to bodily injury or disorder, as well as a mental or emotional suffering or torment. Since pain is an outgrowth of both mental and physical dis-ease, it is clear that both the mind and the body are skeptical to it. I recently witnessed a wonderful example to illustrate this point as I watched 2 little girls playing in a park. The first child raised her hand to playfully slap her friend on the arm. Before she was able to connect, the other little girl said, "Ow." The first little girl looked at her and said, "Why'd you say ow? I haven't even touched you yet." To which her friend quickly replied, "Well, I knew it was going to hurt." In this instance, the mental pain presumed the expected physical pain. Pain comes to us in many forms: a scratch, a bump, a bruise, dis-ease, uneasy sleep, a threat, a knotty feeling in your stomach, a numbing sensation in your arm or leg. Sometimes it hurts a lot, sometimes only a little, but we know it's there. In most cases, it is trying to tell us something. At times, the message is obvious. A sour stomach experienced during the work week, but not on the weekend, may indicate a need for a job change. And many of us know the significance of the pain that occurs after a night of excessive drinking. Whatever the message, we must remember that the human body is a wonderfully constructed piece of machinery. It tells us if there are problems, but only if we are willing to listen. Unfortunately, many of us do not take or make the time to listen. Pain is actually one of the body's last resort messages to tell us that something is wrong in our lives. We are really off track somewhere. The body is always aspiring for our optimum health no matter what we do to it. However, if we abuse our bodies tremendously, we contribute to the conditions of our dis-ease. When we first feel pain, what do? We usually run to the medicine cabinet or the drugstore, and we take a pill. In effect, we say to the body, "Shut up, I don't want to hear you. The body will quiet down for a little bit. Then the whisperings return, this time a little louder. Maybe we go to the doctor for an injection or a prescription, or we do something else. At some point, we have to pay attention to what is going on because we may have a full-blown dis-ease of some sort. Even at that point, some people will still want to play victim and still don't listen. Others awaken to what's going on and are willing to make changes. It's okay. We all learn in different ways. The answers may be as simple as getting a good night's sleep or not going out 7 nights a week or not pushing yourself at work. Allow yourself to listen to your body because it does want to get well. Your body wants to be healthy and you can cooperate with it. When I first feel pain or discomfort, I quiet myself. I trust that my higher power will let me know what needs to be changed in my life so I can be from the dis-ease. In these quiet times, I visualize the most perfect natural setting with my favorite flowers growing in abundance all around me. I can feel and smell the sweet, warm air as it blows gently across my face. I concentrate on relaxing every muscle in my body. When I feel that I have reached a state of complete relaxation, I simply ask my inner wisdom, how am I contributing to this problem? What is it that I need to know? What areas of my life are in need of change? Then I let the answers pour over me. The answers may not come at the moment, but I know that they will be revealed to me soon. I know that whatever changes are needed are the right ones for me and that I will be completely safe no matter what unfolds before me. Sometimes you wonder how you can accomplish such changes. How will I live? What about the children? How will I pay my bills? Again, trust your higher power to show you the means to live a plentiful, pain-free life. I also suggest that you make changes one step at a time. Lao Tse said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." One small step added to another can create significant, major advancements. Once you go about making your changes, please remember that pain does not necessarily disappear overnight, and yet it may. It has taken time for pain to surface. Therefore, it may take some time to recognize it no longer is needed. Be gentle to yourself. Don't gauge your progress by someone else's. You are unique and have your own way of handling your life. Put your trust in your higher self in order to free yourself of all physical and emotional pain. I like that. What a great way to end the day or begin the day or take a break from the day and reflect on releasing pain, feeling, bringing up the pain, grieving, and then releasing the pain. I hope you are enjoying yourself. I hope that you are taking time for yourself. I feel like she had great points in here on some meditations that you can use. Grounding yourself, sitting with yourself, communicating with the person maybe that you need to release from the inner part of yourself. I really like the flower work that she did. I've found it beneficial when I'm having a moment where I'm feeling closed off or not grounded, or if I'm sitting in a meditation, I want to really open myself up, close my eyes, and I imagine my heart being a sunflower because I just really resonate with that flower. So you can pick whichever flower or whatever resonates with you. And I slowly open petal by petal of the sunflower. And as I'm imagining my chest being a sunflower, slowly opening, just feel myself starting to relax. My shoulders starting to move away from my shoulders. And I release the tension that I was holding. And a lot of the times, I really didn't realize how much tension I was holding. So maybe it's a challenge for yourself. You can find something that resonates with you. Maybe it's a bird or a lizard or a flower or an animal of some sort, like a porcupine or a roly-poly, slowly unfolding and releasing. I hope that you honor yourself today by taking the time for yourself, because you are so worth it. Until next time.